Love is that magical, universally celebrated feeling that transforms perfectly logical, independent adults into people who suddenly think, yes, I would absolutely like to reorganize my entire life around someone I met 3 weeks ago. We've all seen it, and if we're being honest, most of us have been guilty of it. But underneath the poetry, the dramatic playlists, and the questionable decisions, there is a real neurological question. Does love actually make us stupid, or does it just make our brains care about different things? Because when you fall for someone, your brain doesn't simply sit there and politely observe. It launches a full-scale biological marketing campaign. Reward systems start firing. Chemicals like dopamine, oxytocin, and adrenaline flood the system. Suddenly, seeing a person's name appear on your phone feels like winning a small lottery. And while that feels incredible, it comes with a catch. Your brain becomes heavily focused on pursuing that person, sometimes at the expense of its usual skepticism. Some studies suggest that intense romantic attraction can reduce activity in brain regions involved in critical social judgment. Not because your intelligence disappears, but because your brain temporarily becomes less interested in asking, is this a reasonable decision? And much more interested in asking, when can I see them again? The red flags don't vanish, they just get promoted. That habit that should probably annoy you, they're just passionate. The fact that they haven't held a steady job in 4 years, they're just finding themselves. The bizarre conspiracy theories they explain at 2 a.m. Honestly, they do make some interesting points. Your brain doesn't delete the evidence. It just hires a very persuasive lawyer to explain why none of it matters. And this is where love starts to look a little ridiculous. People who would normally spend months comparing phone plans will suddenly move across the country, combine finances, or completely restructure their lives because a person they met recently made them feel something powerful. From the outside, it looks insane, but evolution has a reason for this. If humans approached relationships with perfect cold logic, carefully calculating every risk, every flaw, and every possible future problem, many people would probably decide the whole thing sounds exhausting and stay home with a pizza. Romantic love works partly because it creates commitment. It helps us overlook imperfections long enough to build trust, cooperate, and form deep bonds. The same system that makes you overlook someone's annoying habits is also the system that helps you stay when relationships become difficult. So does love make us stupid? Not exactly. It makes us biased. It turns down the volume on doubt and turns up the volume on possibility. It makes us see the best version of another person, sometimes before they have earned it. And maybe that's the risk humans are designed to take. Because without a little irrational optimism, most of us would never choose the terrifying, complicated, occasionally ridiculous adventure of loving another person at all.